Emotional day in the U.S. city of Charleston. The man accused in a church shooting spree faced a judge and heard from some of the victims' families. The suspect will stay behind bars until his trial on 9 counts of murder and a weapons charge. Roee Ruttenberg is in Charleston outside the church where this horrible attack happened. Roee, a lot of raw emotion during that court proceeding.
That's right. None of it coming, I should note, from the suspected shooter, from 21-year-old Dylan Roof. He stood there stoically. He was joined in the hearing via video satellite link, and he didn't respond practically at all. He answered yes when he was prompted by the judge, the emotion coming from the family. The judge asked them to speak. One of the mother of Tywanza Sanders, the youngest person killed, 26 years old, referred to him not just as her boy, but also her hero. And we heard themes of forgiveness coming from all of the family members that spoke. Well, for more on that, I'm joined here in Charleston by Marvin Wagner. He is a city councilman here in Charleston. Mr. Wagner, thank you for joining us. First of all, what are your impressions of that hearing? Were you surprised by this theme of forgiveness?
No, sir. I am from Charleston, South Carolina, and the relationships here are tremendously good. This is a very close community, even though there's 127,000, 130,000 of us. So, no, that didn't surprise me. It really didn't, Roe.
Now, you represent the constituents of the city, 120,000 of them. Some of them have asked, in response to this, for tougher gun control laws in South Carolina. How would you respond?
Personally, I don't believe we need them. That's just a personal opinion. The laws of the state of South Carolina in a lot of cases are stronger than the federal laws, and the fact that whether it's a hate crime or not, I think that you're going to see rather swift and somewhat severe justice out of the state of South Carolina.
For people who don't know Charleston, is this unusual, this sort of shooting? The shooter came from about 200 kilometers away. Is this rare here?
It's very rare. First time in my 55 years here that I've seen anything like this. It's just, it can happen anywhere in the world to anybody. It's one lone crazed individual can do a whole lot of damage in a real big hurry. And the fact that his motivation appears to be of a racial nature, I don't believe at all that that's representative of anything having to do with Charleston. We just had a crazy guy do a very, very bad thing.
Do you think anything can be done to prevent this kind of attack in the future?
That would be a very hard thing to say. I don't know, because you're seeing it all over the world. People running around, and blowing up buses. Israel, England, all over the place. We have the ISIS threat, where people are doing all kinds of weird stuff in the Middle East. We're in a free country, and people have the opportunity to move around freely.
And finally,
and if one of them's nuts or just decides he's going to create havoc, it's going to happen.
Mr. Wagner, I want to ask you briefly, you'll be going to this vigil in less than an hour, interfaith vigil. Why are you going, and what are you expecting?
I'm expecting for the world and you to go with me, and you will see what I'm talking about the forgiveness of Charleston, the oneness of Charleston. We are one Charleston. We're a southern state, but in a southern state, but we are one Charleston. And you're going to see all races, colors, creeds, religions at this vigil.
Okay, Marvin Wagner, City Councilman for Charleston, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
And that is the theme that we've been hearing here, a theme of forgiveness and a theme of unity. We'll expect to hear more of that at this vigil tonight at the TD Arena just around the corner, and we'll bring you more details later on.